because everybody on my team has literally been like buzzing all morning. They're like, she's going to be on with Glenda. She's going to be on with Glenda. We're so excited. We're so excited because you just bring really great energy to everything and really to social. You're such a real estate social genius.
Well, I have to tell you, I don't think I slept last night. I was so excited, and I was thinking, okay, do not oversleep. And I'm like, have like 4 different alarms. I'm like, I cannot wait. And I'm on the phone with Victoria. I'm like, okay, do I have all of the instructions? What happens if? And she's like, everything's fine, Mom. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, I just need to make sure. I just need to make sure.
So does that mean your daughter works with you as well?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes. So Victoria's a licensed agent, but she helps me with the public speaking engagement, special events, all that kind of stuff, the collaborations. And so, because that's really her lane of genius. So I feel so blessed to have her close to me.
Wow. And so how many, you have daughters or you have 2 kids or how?
So my daughter is 30 and my son is 20. And then I have 5 bonus children. And believe it or not, 4 of them are in New York.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And none of them are Tyler Whitman, right?
No. Did you just ask if Tyler Whitman was my son? No. Do you know what? I wish Tyler Whitman was my son, but I'm going to call him my much younger.
It'd be physically impossible.
Yeah, right. I'm going to call him my much younger brother. How about that?
There you go. I mean, I think we're separated at birth as well, Tyler and I. So we're good. But what I would love to hear from you is, what helped you decide to make the shift to put yourself out there on social? And I mean, I know that it's something that you spend time on the way that I spend a ton of time on it. And kind of, if you have any advice to other agents that are, I don't know, thinking about taking the leap or feel like they, stress about whatever they're putting out there and feel like it needs to be perfect, and where you get the inspiration for the topics you come up with. Because when I listen to some of your stuff, I'm like, that is just great. Like, that is genius. I never would have thought to go there with the topics you come up with.
I've been doing video for a while. I started with a little series called Posts from the Porsche, because I would get in my car and I would just talk about real estate. It was more like venting. Somebody called it preaching from the Porsche. And so I started with that live video on Facebook. And believe it or not, I had never gone live on Instagram until Zillow bought Showing Time. And that was in the early part of 2021. So wow. I hadn't gone live on Instagram till then. But I knew that I loved video. I grew up talking to myself in the mirror, and it was almost like that same kind of like, I'm just talking to myself. But the difference was that there were people. And so they would make comments. And so I was talking in my car, and this guy goes, you should call it Posts from the Porsche. And I was like, I love that. That's got some legs on it. So I started Posts from the Porsche, and then I had a couple of other live series that I do here on Instagram, like Taste Test Tuesday, Live from the Living Room, Opinions from the Office, Dish from the Dining Room, just depending on where I am in my house. And then I said, I'm going to get more serious about video. I'm going to do something that's produced, but not like HGTV produced. I want kind of faux produced. And so that was kind of where I came up with Sugar and Spice Real Estate Advice, which is my TikTok series. And because I'm a little spicy, I'm a little sweet because I'm from the South. And it was all going to be real estate advice. So I came up with the name Sugar and Spice Real Estate Advice. But of course, because it's short form video, I can't say, well, hello, my name's Glenda Baker. Welcome to Sugar and Spice Real Estate Advice, because that's like 10 seconds already gone. So we just like kicked it off with just from the hip. None of it is scripted. And it just comes it comes in my head and out of my mouth. And sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. There's bad words involved a lot of times and sometimes I just want to beat my head on the table. But we shoot it all here at my house, which really gave me this very comfortable environment, Because if my
Hmm.
hair gets flat, I can re-roll it. If I don't like my outfit, I can change it. I control the temperature. If I want, a bottled water or something, I've got it. So the comfort of the environment, I think, has really propelled the content. And I change my outfit. Denver comes to my house, and I'm super comfortable with Denver and Sam. And the
Yeah.
collaboration between Denver's a unicorn. Everybody says, "Oh, I want a Denver." I'm just telling you, Denver's a unicorn. He produces, he shoots, he edits, he collaborates. I've got Sam who does the lighting, which is phenomenal. I mean, lighting is everything. And
Oh,
so I
everything.
yeah. And they just, I mean, it's so great. I feel like I'm spending the day with family.
You're so magnetic. You're so dynamic. I mean, like, there's so many layers here that you can't, it's not anybody. But I think that, but it does show everybody that you can roll with it. And some of it's going to stick and some of it's not going to stick, right? And that's okay. It doesn't need to be that every video is perfect. And, I mean, I want to talk about 123 Banana Street with everybody. Now, anytime there's a property, I'm always like, at 123 Banana Street, 123 Banana Street. And it's like, but it's great because you have these, you're really good with the one liners, with the expressions. It's really important.
Do you know that I
Sticks with
own
people.
123bananastreet.com? I do.
Are you going to put
I
your
do.
content? You should have it as a content hub. You should have it as like a hub for all your stuff, right?
Do you know what? That is a great idea. I'm going to send that to Nick. Right now, I just have it going to my website, but I love it as a content hub. That is awesome. Or maybe I should even just send it to my TikTok page. I love this. I'm going to change that
Yeah, you
today.
probably
But
should.
yeah,
You probably should. You should have a, or you could
yeah,
have two. You could have two frames. You could have one frame that's a live feed of your Instagram stuff going, your reels, and then a live feed of your TikToks because you've got so much going on. It could be just a
yeah.
place where people, if they don't want to have to log into two apps separately, they would just want like a full Glenda experience from
A
the web.
double dose of Glinda. Oh, dear God.
It's good stuff, though.
There's
It's
just so
good
many
stuff.
places I could go with this, but I won't. Go ahead.
Let me think what my other question was for you. I mean, the other thing is, I guess what I wanted to understand is, okay, so you started pushing out all the video. It's doing great. I think you have followers who are people who are just so inspired and just enjoy hearing from you, and it brings them light. And then, of course, I'm sure that it helps with your business. Do you find that, now at this point, everybody always says, like, what does it do for your business? Does it do anything for your business? Can you kind of speak to that about the way that it affects your business? Because I think everybody's expecting to, like, if they're not selling the house on Instagram, then it wasn't helping their business. But or if they weren't getting like a client that was a random client every couple of weeks from Instagram, it didn't help their business. But can you speak to what you think it's done for your business in a way that isn't just transactional? But I would love to hear about that.
Okay, so first off, so somebody said to me yesterday, you are the most recognized face in the real estate industry. Do you realize that? And I'm like, seriously? He's like, and this was somebody I had been on their podcast. And he said to me, he goes, I have more requests to interview you than any other person in real estate. And I was like, wow, that was huge. So the exposure to the real estate community, the real estate industry, has absolutely been an intangible asset that I could have never imagined. So the agent to agent referrals are definitely very fluid.
Got it.
This week alone, I've had four specifically from TikTok, three buyers, one seller. Hey, I'm buying or selling in Atlanta. I'd love to work with you. So, four directly from, I saw your video on TikTok. I'd love to work with you. I had another four agent to agent referrals. So, somebody in Denver is moving to Nashville. It has nothing to do with Atlanta. Nothing to
Right.
do with Atlanta. She says, hey, I'm moving to Nashville. Do you have a Glenda in Nashville? I'm like, I got you covered. So literally the DMs about I need a Glenda in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I need a Glenda in Des Moines, Iowa. And I'm like, this is awesome. So connecting them with other agents has been amazing. So this week alone, that's 8 transactions of money. And I think that agents don't understand, number one, the importance of video to exponentially reach your audience, number one. Number two, they don't understand that nothing accelerates credibility faster than proof. And video gives you proof of your excellence in your industry, whether it's real estate or whatever it is, because people can actually see, anybody can talk shit about real estate. I mean, anybody can. But the more consistent you are with your content, the richer your content is, you're building a library of credibility. And I think that that's one thing that people don't understand. They want that one hit wonder. They want to be able to shoot one video and sell a house. And that's
And
not
viral.
that's not
Viral.
how it
Yeah,
works.
and you never do you agree with the fact that the videos that have been viral for you are the ones that you didn't expect? Or do you feel like now like, hey, this topic is gonna go viral?
No. So to me, what I think is going to go viral is the fact that Zillow is trying to own the entire real estate industry. Like, to me,
Right.
I'm thinking that's going to go viral. Not some video about Jay-Z and that he was totally fronting when he had no money, and now that he has $1 zillion, he wears no jewelry. If anybody had told me that, if anybody had told me the video where I squandered $137,000
I
was
love that
going to,
video.
I mean,
I
if
love that video.
anybody had told me this one's going to, I mean, I was on vacation. It was Mother's Day week, and I take a vacation
Yeah.
with my kids to the beach. And Denver sends me a text and he's like, "Hey, the video you posted this morning, it's got some movement." And I'm like, "Huh, that's interesting." I didn't even think anything about it. I went to breakfast with my
That was
friend.
a great one.
Yeah.
Honestly, that I remember that gives me goosebumps, that video, because that was just like it's just so it's so powerful, it's so real. And I think that the other thing it hit home was not just this idea of how you invest your money and how you spend your money, but this attitude that we have as agents that we just don't have the same concept of the way that we spend money because of the fact that we have these peaks and valleys, and we're trying to front and show people that we're fancy, and that we have that we do well, and so that the success is going to breed. But the truth is actually the authenticity that you're showing is really bringing you the most business, and the fact that you're not
Okay.
afraid to do it, and the fact that you've dedicated so much time and consistency to it.
Well, and it was very difficult to be perfect. I mean, that is a very high bar when you're putting out to the world that your life is perfect, that you haven't made any mistakes, that you are far from judgment. And so that was one thing that was super important to me when I started shooting the videos,
Right.
was that I was just myself. And a lot of people said to me, "I think you're making a mistake because you're a little too edgy, you're a little too honest. Your mouth needs to be cleaned up just a little bit." And I was like, "You know what? This is me. And if they want to work with me, they're going to, and if they're not, that's fine." It really weeds out the riffraff right quick.
Yeah, totally, totally. I have one last question before I've got to go, because I could go on like this is too short for me. I could keep going. But one of the questions we had from the audience was, do you ever feel overwhelmed between doing the real estate and executing on your social and putting out the content?
So I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that the videos had distracted me. They've absolutely been a distraction. And it took me a couple of rough patches to understand that I needed to compartmentalize and really block and be very, very regimented about when I was spending time on social, when I was spending time being Insta famous, because ultimately I make a truckload of money selling real estate. And while all of this Insta fame is fabulous, I need to focus where the real money is. And it's been great, and it's definitely added to my bottom line. but
Right.
it's one of those things that you need to compartmentalize, just like your schedule. So we
Oh,
schedule it in.
you're preaching to the choir here. It is so easy to get sucked in, and in the beginning, sometimes you feel like doing it well. You need to put in so much concentration and so much energy to be. And I think that it's like a muscle that
Yeah.
that you flex. And I remember, when I was filming for $1 Million Listing, I would text Ryan when at the end of the day after like a 3 hour or 4 hour shoot, because I would be going back to the office to do work or going back home to work. And I would just be like, Ryan, how do you do it every day? Because it's like I would put in my heart and soul of just being present and funny and trying to be. And now I feel like I can do it with less of like my soul effort, like raw grit of force. But it's so important to compartmentalize, because the clients that you are the most important part, and knowing the industry and being quick and knowing the inventory and actually doing the business is how you make the money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the money is in the real estate, not in the Instafame. And so I think it's super important, but I think that you're exactly right. You build the muscle by doing the reps. So in the beginning, it takes longer and it's much more difficult. And now it's probably second nature to you, like it is to me. Like Denver will be here Monday,
Oh yeah.
and I'll breeze through that day like nobody's business. Whereas 12 months ago, it was like, oh my God, seriously, I've got to spend the entire day doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
So now it's just boom, 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 boom. And I love it.
Oh my God, I bet you come out and you're more energized than you were before.
It's insane. I am. It's literally I get so excited because because of the creative part, just the creative part of it has been so cool because it gives me that outlet. And also like I get to be me. Like
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like I'm spending
Yeah.
time with my friends. So when people watch my videos and they comment, it's literally like all my friends came to my house to talk to me. I'm like, I love it. Yeah.
New friends, old friends. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Well, Glenda Baker, everybody. This has been so fun for me. I think that there's going to be probably some sort of encore performance. We'll be in touch about that because everybody has more questions. But I want to just thank you, because honestly, you're such an inspiration for my entire team, for me, for everybody that I know that wants to do video that feels like they can't. I love all your off the cuff, and I love how genuine you are, but also, I mean, it really shows how important it is to be putting out content and not be focusing on the perfection, because what comes from being real and honest and cranking out the content is some of the best stuff, right? And so
Yeah.
you are an inspiration for all of us.
Well, I'm going to be there the beginning of March, so I hope you're going to block some time to see me, and maybe we can do our live when we're in the same place.
Oh yeah, that'll be real. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tyler's gonna crash. I know. Tyler, where are you? I don't know. Where are you, Tyler? Where are you?
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see you, and thank you so much. I am so, like, I'm in the floor that you invited me. So thank you so much.
Well,
I can't wait to see
you. It was a pleasure for everybody. Yeah, look, my team is texting. Can we all meet you? Will you come speak to us? Just get ready. It's gonna be like a whole thing. All right. Thanks, Glenda. You have a great Friday.